Performance. I'm Ken Umansky, your host, and today we'll explore more of the world of technology. My guest today is Jed Ayres, CEO of ControlUp. Jed is widely recognized for the transformational impact he's making on the end-user computing industry. He joined ControlUp as a CEO in 2023. He has more than 20 years of technology experience across a wide range of areas, including workplace management, virtualization, and mobility. Prior to joining ControlUp, he was the CEO at IGEL, where he drove the company's successful pivot from a hardware-centric to a software-first company and was instrumental in its acquisition of TA Associates. Before IGEL, he was the Senior Vice President of Worldwide Marketing for AppSense, where he helped the company rebrand and achieve rapid and sustained MCPC, a $300+ million solutions provider in Cleveland that achieved rapid and sustained growth and was acquired by Logicalis. Jed holds a BS in Business Administration from Sonoma State University and an MBA from San Francisco State University. Welcome, Jed, and thanks for joining me today. I'm really anxious to learn more about what you're doing at ControlUp. And I'm sure my audience feels the same way. So let's get started. But before we do, if we could get on with, before we get on with some questions, I should say, and after reading more about your company, if you could give my audience a little understanding of what DEX is all about.
Yeah, well, thanks, Kenneth. Really great to be on your podcast. Honored to be here. And yeah, DEX, it's another three-letter acronym. I think we love these in IT, right? So just another one, although it's fun to say DEX, right? It's digital employee experience, and it's really a whole emerging category around really elevating that employee experience. Whatever device they may be on, whatever apps they may be on, trying to make sure that that is frictionless and high fidelity and that they can really just get their work done without a whole lot of back and forth with IT, opening trouble tickets, being frustrated with login times or apps that don't behave the way they should. And so, yeah, it's a very exciting category. It's really becoming a centerpiece around how in large organizations are thinking about modernizing how they look at their end user compute estate and manage a modern workspace, which of course by definition is hybrid, right? You have lots of people working from anywhere, and they don't have IT right down the hallway to kind of come to their rescue. And so this is really about collecting a lot of data and contextualizing it around a human being, and being able to provide a lot of insights and automation to make sure that that experience is elevated.
So give us a little understanding of how it works, not anything proprietary, but
Right.
how do you go about delivering that product?
Yeah, so it's a very light agent, and this is obviously part of the IP of the company. It's actually the company's Israeli founded, and most of the 200 of the 400 people are there. And so it's a very light agent that can collect an inordinate amount of information in real time. So the hardware, everything about your device that you're using, everything about the apps that you're using, the network that you're on, the cloud services that you may be accessing, and really pulling that all together. So you're talking about like 10,000 different metrics that we're looking at every 3 seconds.
Oh,
But
wow.
so that sounds a bit overwhelming, and it is in a way, right? But the magic of this is to be able to bring it into a platform that's sort of a level one help desk. If Kenneth calls me, I can basically immediately see, hey, he's on a Zoom call. His home network is wobbly. It's a specific issue with his hardware or application, and they can see that in real time. The more exciting part of it is you never have to call the help desk, right? You through the machine learning and the AI that we lay on top of this data, you're actually able to add a remediation before it ever becomes an issue. And today we do that. It's mainly man-made scripts that we see patterns repeat over and over again, and we write a script and we run that in perpetuity so that if a browser cache gets too full, we can dump that. If battery life needs to be replaced in a laptop, we can see it and ship them a new battery. Lots of interesting automations that we can do today, but they all have to typically be seen by a human and scripted by a human. Where we're headed with this is into much more of an autonomous framework where we lay AI and AI sources the sees the anomaly, sources the fix, and no human intervention required.
So is this built for enterprises or medium-sized businesses? Who's your target?
So our origin story is one which was very product led, and I don't think I really truly grasped what people say product led, founder led, what that meant. But this company was sort of started as a product that you could download to find and solve your issues with virtual desktop, which if anybody on this call has ever worked behind Citrix or VMware, this is a very fragile, hard to get to a stable and high fidelity state, but it's used pervasively in finance, insurance, retail, any place that's regulated where you can't have data on the endpoint. And so, yeah, that's the origin story of the company was people that are having issues with that could download this product and within 5 minutes they could see where the issue was. And so we really actually started to serve a huge swath of the market. Most of the players in this category are really upmarket, only in the enterprise, in the largest estates of PCs in the world. We actually have managed to go because of our origin story of kind of this very fast time to value. We have a couple thousand customers, and many of them are in that sort of mid-market space, which is about actually a bit underserved, I would say, for this DEX technology, where the major players have focused on the very largest companies.
Okay. So you started talking about AI. What's the impact of AI on DEX?
Well, it really is an exciting moment as these models come into fruition and they become, much more effective in, parsing through the data. And, our scripts today are almost entirely PowerShell. So, the impact is that these models can see the anomalies, they can source the remediation, and they can apply the remediation. So, the goal here is like you get to a point where you have sort of autonomous endpoint management, you have autonomous IT operations, right? You have way fewer need for help desk, if any, tickets, right? So less people, less tools is probably the summary of the answer, Kenneth. Is it's really a remarkable revolution in terms of the cost today to manage a Windows endpoint or any endpoint, right? Where you have 20, 30 agents running on it. They're all disparate, unique tools to where you could basically eliminate a lot of that and also eliminate a lot of the headcount that's sort of, you know,
Right.
part of that construct of managing these devices.
So if I understand it, you are really good at pre-diagnosis of problems to come. Um, can you fix it remotely, a lot of those problems, or is that still someone has to go and be
Yeah,
on?
so
Uh,
a lot of the, we're running, 10 million automations a week right now across our customer base. So, that's stopping, thousands and thousands of trouble tickets. So yeah, that is the use case. But what I would suggest to you is that could be 10x. By this time next year, we could be running 100 million, right? Because these AI agents are, the models are going to be able to see much more widely across the issues and turn on more remediation. So yeah, I think this is the early innings of this. But yeah, it's a journey for every organization, and I think what's been helpful is Gartner, who as you think about building an enterprise software company, this is a gift for any CEO. They came out with a quadrant which is really good. We did very well in the inaugural quadrant back in September of 2024. They came out with another one 2 weeks ago, so less than 9 months in between the published date. That's how fast the market is moving. And we did even better in that quadrant, moved up significantly to the right in the leader quadrant. So yeah, I think the goal for any enterprise today is just to embark on these journey, right? That you need to get centered on a data set, a platform. And you asked about remote control. That actually is a big part of what we build into the platform. A lot of organizations have multiple remoting tools. We built a very capable, strong remoting tool in, so that if somebody does have to open up a trouble ticket, they're getting kind of right to the heart of what's happening in real time. And if they do need to take over the device, they don't have to go to yet another tool. And actually, this is how a lot of our deals are funded. Amazingly, some of these companies, like Bomgar and TeamViewer, they charge quite a lot to for this technology, which we build right into our platform. In fact, TeamViewer just bought one of the players in this space for that very reason. They bought a company called 1E in December um, because yeah, we've been part of the thesis of this when you put one of these platforms in is tool replacement, right? Take out three or four of these discrete legacy endpoint management tools that may have an agent on the device and just be another tool that you have to manage.
Um, Congratulations, by the way, on your Gartner test results. That's terrific.
Yeah, we're excited. It's a it's an open category, but it's very interesting because you have $5 billion plus companies that are below the line, right? That aren't in the leader quadrant. And so it's pretty fun for us to be kind of a scrappy, smaller company and really leading the charge and defining and leading the category.
That's great. Um, Share a use case, if you could, of a company that's benefiting from DEX.
Sure. I would probably, healthcare and finance are two big verticals that we play in. BlackRock is a very large customer, and they are using the product to manage about 70,000 endpoints. Some of them are virtual, some of them are physical. Um, they took out a number of other products. They took out ServiceNow, they took out Tanium, and they took out a Citrix analytics product when they brought our product in. They're using our data to enrich ServiceNow and Intune. So when you open up a trouble ticket, you're getting the real-time data sitting alongside the ticket. Or if you're looking at a device inside of Intune from Microsoft, you're getting our data as well. So, and they're running about 40 million automated actions a year with our product. So, like, they're getting this huge remediation automation framework. So, yeah, I think that's probably a good example. And they have about 300 people that are logging in every day that are using, either they're using our and accessing our data and getting value out of it in their IT organization.
So they're looking at it from an ROI in terms of how much money they're saving relative to downtime, as well as people.
Yep. Exactly. One other benefit is we also have a synthetic testing tool. So kind of sitting right alongside the automation and the automated actions that you're taking with these scripts. We also have a synthetic testing tool. So it's very flexible, but any workflow, any critical application that needs to have a specific login time or uptime, you can set that up so that you're notified in case, in many cases, like in a hospital, right? If a login time gets too long, doctors and nurses aren't going to call you. And so that's also, I would say, very big part of the value of this platform is, for the help desk to know any critical workflow or application, you can set up kind of and be monitoring it in real time case it deviates from kind of thresholds of acceptability from a user experience
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah, I bet healthcare really does have, this is a great application for them.
Yeah, they're our biggest vertical by far. So yeah, I would say that some of the largest hospital systems you can think of in the US are definitely using the product, and they're a use case, like I said, where the IT team doesn't really know how bad things are until they go walk the floor, right? Because these guys don't have time to actually even open a trouble ticket because they're trying to save people's lives. And they're very customer facing. Retail is also another big vertical for us, where you have these kind of customer facing employees where they just don't have the time to open a trouble ticket. So these kind of automated remediations and monitoring is can really be helpful.
So if I'm an organization listening to this and I want to embark on a DEX journey, how should I do that?
Well, one, I believe in kind of connecting with people, and I'm a very kind of approachable and humble CEO, right? So I'd love to connect with anybody who's listening and wants to talk about how they can use this technology. LinkedIn is the best place to find me. But also, I would just say, go on our website. You can get a demo, and really, we do kind of like a free proof of concept where we'll come in, stand this up. And like I said earlier, we get very fast time to value. Within 5 minutes of putting these agents on your devices, you're going to see things that may have haunted your organization for years, that we can provide insights on how to fix them forever. And so, yeah, I think that most of our organizations go through some sort of a white glove kind of proof of concept that ultimately proves that the tool takeouts, the automations, and how to get started with the product. So we're a very customer obsessed organization, and we'd be happy to meet any of your customers where they are at this point.
Um, you said about your website, but you didn't give them your address. If you could
Oh
give.
yeah, it's very simple. It's the word control and then up.com. And yeah, there's a demo that you can sign up for there. And my name is just Jed Ayres, Ayres, on LinkedIn. Happy to connect with anybody who's listening, and make sure you get the appropriate level of care as you embark on this. I think one of the things that I love about Gartner is they've told a lot of the IT people that are managing end user compute today, hey, if you don't embark on a platform like this, you're going to lose your job in the next 2 years. It's a pretty audacious statement, but essentially what they're saying is somebody's going to knock on the door by 2028 and say, what are you doing with this giant help desk? Why do you have all these agents? Why aren't you using a tool that and yeah, you got to get started on this. One of the things that's also exciting about this, Kenneth, is it brings together what has been sort of discrete silos inside of IT. When I see this deployed successfully, you have, we run quarterly business reviews with our large customers. You have the end user compute team, both applications, virtual desktop, physical. You have the help desk, you have security, you have networking, you have data scientists, you have API experts. They're all bearing down on these platforms.
Yeah, I bet that comment from Gardner will keep a lot of people up at night.
Yeah, it definitely shook some people up when I was at their conference. But I mean, I think it is the reality. The world is moving quickly, right? And people are looking for the how to be more efficient. And yeah, this is one of those tools that is certainly going to upend the sort of construct of how we've done this for the last 40 years with Windows, right? Where we stack a whole bunch of tools, and we have this sort of army of humans that are waiting for it to break to open a ticket and triage it. Like this is going to evaporate.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Jed, we're out of time. Time flies by when you're having fun, right?
That's
Um,
what they say.
I want to thank you for the discussion and how people are using your product and AI. And the use case you talked about, I think that's very helpful when it comes to DEX. You talked about how our listeners can get in touch with you. Just one more time, your website would be helpful.
Yeah, controlup.com. So CO control dot and then up.com.
Terrific. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Don't miss the next episode of Technology when we'll discuss how cutting-edge technology is being implemented across many industries and the results it's having with these companies. Remember to please contact Performix Business Solutions at performixbiz.com if you need help with any technology challenge, large or small. Again, I'm your host, Ken Umansky, and until we meet again on technology, and just keep innovating.